Algebra 1 back at it today, page number 3. That means questions 11 through 14. Here are your answers. Number 11, which equation and ordered pair represent the correct vertex form and vertex for that trinomial? Now, you can cheat this. Don't tell your parents I said that, okay? You could type this into your graphing calculator and you can find the vertex, and notice every single one of these is different, which means you're going to find the answer right off the bat, okay? So you can cheat this by graphing it and finding the vertex on trace, and you got the right answer. But you guys know I'm going to do it the hard way too. When you are asked, hold on, let me write it down, minus 12x plus 7. When you are asked to find vertex form, that's a fancy way of telling you to complete the square. I know it's one of your favorite things. When you complete the square, this is what happens. Square. You drop the x squared to an x. Whatever sign is here comes down. And then you just take half of this number. Half of 12 is 6. Okay? Now, if you FOILed this out, you would not get x squared minus 12x plus 7. You'd get x squared. You'd get minus 12x, but at the end, you would get 6 squared. 6 times 6 is 36. Well, that's a problem. I didn't want 36. I wanted 7. So because they are on the same side, you subtract. 7, take away 36. 36 to 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 30, 20 is negative 29. Okay, so x minus 6 squared minus 29, I know it is not number 1, and I know it is not number 2. So then I find the vertex. I would say, hey, what does x equal here? Well, x equal positive 6. This is the y value. So it would be positive 6, negative 29. Boom. 6 right there. Oh, look, it's one of the ones in the middle. Ah. Okay, here we go. Number 12. What is the solution to that? Oh, my goodness. Guys, anytime you have an equation, you can use and solve. And I'm going to tell you, this is kind of nasty. It's kind of a pain in the butt to actually do out. I'm going to do it anyway. Here we go. Remember all this? Remember your Aunt Sally? Parentheses. Well, you cannot add an x and a 2. Exponents, right here. When you square a binomial, it means x plus 2 times another x plus 2. That's FOIL, guys. X times x is x squared. 2x. Then here, 2x. And 2 times 2 is 4. Okay? So that exponent gives you x squared, 4x, constant. Ooh, that's just this. Okay, I still have a 2. So 2 times that minus 4, good Lord, equals 28. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply. That would be here. Boom, 2x squared. Boom, 8x. And last but not least, 8. Bring down minus 4 equals 28. Just for giggles, I'm going to combine those two together. When you have a quadratic equation, you need to get it equal to 0. So this 28 has got to get out of there. Boom, like that. 2x squared plus 8x minus 24. Okay, so we get it equal to 0, so we can solve it now. And the only way to solve that is by factoring. Now, you remember Schneider on your shoulder says, hey, is there a greatest common factor? Yup, 2. Leaves me with x squared, 4x, 12. All right, you don't have to get that GCF out of there, but I'm telling you right now, it's a heck of a lot easier to factor this guy now that that 2 is out of there. X. Factors of 12 that subtract to 4 are 6 and 2. Signs are different. Bigger number is positive. I'm going to bring that down just for good measure. So now I can actually solve it. This does not give you a root because it does not have a variable. This one does. Negative 6 and 2. So here we go. Negative 6 and 2. Remember, guys, if you were going to do end solve right from the beginning, you need to do comma, x equals 100, and then you got to copy and paste it and do comma, x equals negative 100. 13, here we go. We're selling self-serve frozen yogurt sundaes, yum. The function C of W represents the cost of a sundae weighing W ounces. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to Sweet Frog. You like load up your cup and then you put it on their scale. That's basically what we're talking about here. All right. So we're looking for an appropriate domain. A domain are X values or input. So in this guy, we're actually not doing an input of X, we're doing an input of W. So my question is, when you stick that ice cream or frozen yogurt on the scale at Sweet Frog, what types of numbers could come up? Or better yet, what types of numbers cannot come up? Well, I know when I stick my ice cream on the scale at Sweet Frog, it is certainly not going to come up negative. And it's not going to come up 0 because I'm going to have some stuff inside that cup. So, integers. Those are positive and negative whole numbers. And we just said you can't have that. You can't have a negative weight going on. Number 2, rational numbers. Those are numbers that are whole, or numbers that can be written as a fraction, or numbers that are terminating decimals or repeating decimals. Problem is that they could be positive or they could be negative. Sorry, you don't work. Now here we go. This is where we're talking non-negative, which means they have to be positive. I know it's got to be one of these. Non-negative, so positive integers. Integers are whole numbers. Well, I'm telling you, what are the chances that you're going to stick your ice cream on that scale and it comes up a whole number? Probably not very good. Non-negative rational numbers. Those are your fractions and your decimals that end and your decimals that repeat. Chances of you coming up with like 1.28 ounces, probably pretty good compared to a whole number. So the best choice here is number 4. All right. And last but not least, Sarah was asked to solve the word problem. The product, guys, product. Product means multiply, right, Piper? The product of 2 consecutive integers is 156. What are the integers? And then I got to know which kind of equation would we make. We talked about consecutive integers just about the time we were getting kicked out of school. Consecutive means in a row. Integers are your positive and your negative whole numbers. Well, I would represent these with variables, okay? So the first unknown number is x, and then the very next number, so if it's like 7, the next number would be 8. If it was 23, the next number would be 24. If it was 102, the next number would be 103. So what you're going to do is you're going to take whatever number you had, and the next number would be one more than that. So they're telling me the product. So I'm going to take x, and I'm going to multiply it by x plus 1, and they're telling me the product is 156. So we need to know what kind of question does this result in. Well, guys, if you distribute right there, x times x is x squared plus x. Now, they're not asking me to do this, but you need to know what kind of equation is that called. It's got a degree 2. Remember what degree 2 we call? Square. Remember what the Latins use for the word square? They call it a quad. Therefore, it is a quadratic equation. Man, I love doing math with you guys. Check in later. I'll have more stuff for you. Do something fun today. Bye.